Okay, so this is to encourage us all to start our home garden in case we don't have one. And for those that already have, this to strengthen us to give it attention, because having a home garden can actually translate to huge benefits. Okay, so we want to look at soil preparation. Assuming we don't have our home garden, or assuming we have home gardens already, but maybe we're wondering, why are some crops in our garden not doing well? This is a foundation: soil preparation. You must ensure to prepare your soil well. Why is soil preparation important? Because good soil structure allows plant roots to grow deep and strong. Now, when we prepare our soil well, it helps to improve water retention and drainage. Also, healthy soil provides essential nutrients for plant growth. And when we prepare our soil well, it plays a huge role in reducing weeds and also pests. So the question now is, for some of us who may not have been involved in agriculture before, or some of us who may have been doing it but may not have been getting it right, and are asking, how do I prepare my soil? So here is a step-by-step guide to how you can prepare your soil, and also containers. Okay. The first thing you must do is to choose a suitable container. Okay, the container could be bucket, it could be sacks like you can see here. All those sacks they are not using: cement sacks, rice bags, empty rice bags, feed bags, just anything that can contain sand. Okay, your buckets, all right, old tires, or you can even make a garden bed at your backyard. Okay, so you ensure proper drainage by adding small holes at the bottom of the bucket or the sacks. Now, if you get these bags now or buckets, just make small holes. Okay, just small holes, so that there will be it could ensure proper drainage of water, because the water is not supposed to be logged in the soil. Okay. So the excess water that the soil wouldn't need after watering or after rain can go out from those holes. Now, when you have gotten your container and you have made the holes on the bucket or the sacks, the next thing to do is to look at the soil. So you get a mix of soil. That is, if you are using buckets or bags, you get your soil, you add organic matter like dry leaves and or manure. Like there are people who are clearing grasses, or so or you have you have grasses around your house and it was cleared. You just gather the grass, and mix it up with the soil, and also get manure from poultry. Okay, it's actually cheap. With 500 to 1,000 naira, you could afford good quantity. Okay, so you mix your soil with dry leaves and or manure to enrich the soil, so that you can get best results. Just like we need to eat food to get strength, the food that the soil eats is manure, compost, all these wastes. That's what the soil needs. Okay. Now, when you have done that, you put the soil in the bag and in the bucket, and then you water it before you plant. Please do take note of your questions. I'm going to take questions at the end of this class. Just write it down. Okay, if you have questions, write it down. I'll take it at the end of the class. So that is it for soil preparation. For better clarification, you can ask questions and then I'll answer. Now, I want to look at the best crops we can grow within 8 weeks, so that it can be ready before our Mother's Day. I think it's less than 8 weeks, but if we start by tomorrow, I'm sure that we'll have good results. Okay, so here is my recommended selection based on ease of growth, yield, and time to harvest. Okay. Number one, we talk about the leafy vegetables like the ugu, okay, the fluted pumpkin. You can grow it in your sack, your bucket, or your beds. Usually, the first leaf, begins to appear within 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so if you plant ugu tomorrow, within 4 to 6 weeks, you will see the leaves appearing. Okay. Another leafy vegetable we can look at is amaranthus. Amaranthus, that is green. Okay. Green grows fast. Okay. I'm going to answer this question after the class. I can say it, ma'am. Okay. Green grows fast and can be harvested in 3 to 5 weeks. Okay. The same thing with water leaf. Water leaf can be harvested within 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm going to tell us how we plant this thing, but for now, I just want us to know the crops that we can grow. The second vegetable we can grow, the fruit vegetable we can grow is okra, cucumber. Oh, okra goes so fast. It grows so fast. Sometimes less than 6 weeks. The one I planted here, I started fruiting. And I planted it less than 6 weeks. That was just last month. Okay. And it's already bearing fruits. Okay. So when we plant okra, we're sure to harvest within 6 to 8 weeks. Same thing goes for cucumber. All right. When we plant cucumber, it gets ready within 6 to 8 weeks. Common herbs we can grow around here is a scent leaf. Scent leaf grows well in pots and it can be ready in 4 to 6 weeks. Same thing for spring onion. Spring onion can be harvested from the 4th week. Okay, and when you cut it, it keeps growing back. Okay. Other root crops we can think of growing is a sweet potato, even though the leaves is what may be ready within 4 to 6 weeks. So as we're mentioning them, you can be making up your mind on which one you're going to plant. Okay. So like I said earlier, I'm going to tell us, for those of us who don't already know, the step-by-step guide, planting guide for each of these crops. Okay. For example, ugu now, which is a fluted pumpkin, you can plant it simply by getting the dry seed, or just buy the seed the way it is in the market, dry a little, or if need be, dry a little, and then if you're not planting immediately, when you want to plant it, you soak the seed overnight. Why are we soaking it? So as to speed up germination. But if it is the one you bought from the market, okay, and already it has started sprouting, what you just need to do is dry it for like 1-2 days and then plant it. Okay. And of course, you know that when you're planting it, that side that is open is the one that goes into the soil. You don't face it up. If you face it up, it won't grow. So you put it down so that it can grow well. Okay. And you plant 2 to 3 seeds in a container, whether you're using container or sack or a garden bed. Okay. Just plant 2 seeds, fine. 2 seeds, fine. Okay. Now, if you are using the garden bed, you just space the seed at least 1 foot apart. Okay, just space it at least one foot apart. So how do you care for it? By watering it daily. You water it. Thank God we're rainy season. You may not need that, but if rain doesn't fall, you water it morning and evening. Then after 2 weeks, you reapply your organic manure. Okay, and it's best to reapply it in a liquid form so that if the organic manure is hot, it won't affect it much. A hot organic manure is a manure that is freshly collected from the poultry and is not cured. Okay. All right. So and once they start growing, you will need to also stake with a bamboo stick or any other stick you can get around you. So usually, like I said earlier, the first leaves begins to come out within 4 to 6 weeks. You can cut the outer leaves while leaving the plant to continue to grow. Cutting the outer leaves is called pruning. And when you prune your plant, it grows better. Another crop we're looking at, or vegetable we're looking at that can grow fast, like we already discussed, is amaranthus. That is popularly known as green. How do you plant it? You simply sprinkle the seeds directly in containers or in garden beds. Then you cover the seed lightly. Don't use too much soil. Just lightly cover it lightly with soil and then water gently. You know, when you're watering the seed, you have to be careful. You don't water it. There's a way you water it and the seed will just be too exposed to the sun and it will die. So you water it gently, okay? Like kind of sprinkling. And usually when you put the seeds, it's important to use something to cover it. Okay. Just cover it with maybe nylon or plantain leaves, just something to cover it, or grass, a form of hay. Okay, just cover it so that it will not be exposed directly to the sun. So cover lightly with soil and then water gently. You water every morning. Now, as they begin to come up, you thin it out. You thin it out in a process of transplanting to allow for proper growth. You thin out the seedlings. As they're coming up, you thin them out. That is to separate them so that they can grow well. After 3 weeks, you apply your compost. Remember that the compost to use should be the cured manure, okay, not the hot one. And if you're using the hot one, please dilute it. If you can get fish water, that's fine, okay? And usually it gets ready within 3 to 5 weeks. And just like you do to your ugu, you cut the leaves, okay, 2 inches above the soil for regrowth. The process of cutting is called pruning. All right, I'm sure we all know how to plant water leaf. It's not difficult. It's very, very easy. We can either use the seed or we use the stems, okay? Now, if we're using the stem, we just plant it directly into the moist soil. And in a short while, they begin to grow. Okay, if you're using seed, just sprinkle lightly and cover with a thin layer of soil. Okay, I'm going to answer your questions. I'm getting them done. Okay, just after the classes, I'll answer your questions. Now, harvesting of water leaf is usually within 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. Your water leaf is everywhere. So this water leaf that will go to market and buy, costly. It's a small water leaf. They say is 200 naira, 500 naira. I don't even know how much they sell because I have excess of it here. Okay, so it's fine. You don't need to buy them. You don't need to buy them. Okay, so the same way to ensure to always cut the tips and the plant will regrow. Oh, now we are coming to the fruity vegetables. Okra. Okra, to plant your okra, you plant it directly. Okay, you can soak the seeds in water overnight before planting, or you can plant directly if the soil is adequately wet. Okay, the essence of soaking seed is for quick germination. Okay, so you plant 2 seeds per hole and space with 1 foot difference. Okay, water every 2 days. Avoid overwatering. Then apply your organic fertilizer after 3 weeks. Stake if necessary. Not all okra needs staking, but some do. Okay, for very tall ones, okay, you can stake them. But that's if it's necessary. Okay. A lot of okra species don't need staking. Okay. So the first pods usually appear in 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes it's even lesser. The one I planted here didn't take up to 6 weeks. Okay. Then you harvest the pod when they're about 3 to 5 inches long. Okay. So we talked about cucumber, we talked about scent leaf. Okay, cucumber too, you plant it 1 seed per hole or 2. Okay. And then you provide a stake. It's important to provide a stake. Staking, that is, you put a stick and then you use rope to tie the stem as it's coming out. Okay, so it can support it. Because if you leave it on the floor, it can be prone to diseases, and of course the plant wouldn't grow well. So it needs to be staked so that it can grow well. So, and then how can you care for it? You water every morning, apply compost or organic fertilizer after 3 weeks, and then you remove weeds regularly. Of course, you must ensure to remove weeds regularly, or else it will affect the growth of the plants. Now, first cucumbers appear in 6 to 8 weeks. I ate my first cucumber on Friday. It was so big. Yeah. And I think that was within 6 weeks. Yeah. So you harvest when it is 5 to 6 inches long. Okay. Scent leaf also, you plant your scent leaf using the seeds. Okay. You just scatter the seeds in a container. All right. And then cover lightly with soil. Okay, you water lightly every day. Every day you water it lightly, and when they're growing, you thin them out for better growth. Usually, harvest is ready within 4 to 6 weeks. And then you cut the top leaves to encourage more branching. For spring onion, you use your onion bulbs, or you get onion seeds, okay? And then you plant it directly into the soil. You space the bulbs 2 inches apart in containers or beds, okay? Don't pack it, don't jam pack it, just space it out. Now, how do you care for it? Water lightly every day, apply compost after 2 weeks, then you harvest within 4 to 6 weeks is ready. Okay, and then you can cut the leaves above the soil so they can regrow. All right. Sweet potato is a root crop. However, the leaves also are edible. You can use the leaf to cook. It's a high nutritional vegetable. So for sweet potato, both the leaves and the roots are edible. For the purpose of our Mother's Day, if you're planting sweet potato, you'll be looking to harvesting the leaves. Okay? Yeah, because the root crop takes about 3 months to mature. But the leaves can come out within 4 to 6 weeks. So to plant it, you can use cuttings or the small vines. You know, when you get the potato leaves, you find out that it has small vines on it, okay? So you just put those vines in the soil, that's all. Then plant them in the soil on the sack, all right? It will grow by itself and it will spread, you know. Water every morning, apply compost after 3 weeks, and then harvesting time can be done within 4 to 6 weeks. All right. So what are the practical tips for success? The general tips that we need to know, like we've always said, use your compost or animal manure for better growth, water plants regularly, but avoid overwatering. Okay. In fact, when you overwater, if it has holes, the excess water will go out by itself. Now, protect your young plants from too much sun with partial shade. I talked about this earlier. Okay, so you can use plantain leaves, or even purple leaves, or nylon, a kind of mulch. Protect it from too much sun because too much sun can actually kill the seeds. Okay. Now, place the container. That's when you're using bags or container. You place them where they can get 4 to 6 hours of sunlight daily. Okay, so if you place it in your veranda, ensure that your veranda gets some amount of sunlight. With it, your crop can grow well. And always monitor for pests and remove weeds frequently. One of the advantages of planting in bags is that you have minimal weeds growing on the bags. So it's easier to manage weeds with that than when you're planting on beds. Weeds grow more frequently on beds than in bags and buckets. Now, stay consistent and track your progress. When you plant it, the following day you check it. Is there any growth? You record no growth. Yes, there's a growth. Is there any weed? No weed. Yes, there's a weed. Water. Did I water today? Did it rain? So just track your progress and you will love it. You love it. Nature is actually a very beautiful experience. Like planting is like going into partnership with nature, and it's a beautiful experience. Okay, so I encourage us all to track our progress. Okay, our agro progress. All right. So this guide would help ensure successful planting and also harvest on or before 11th of May. All right. So these are question and answer sections and next steps. All right. So already I've seen that some of us have questions. If there are others that still have questions, you can drop them. We'll attend to them. All right. So what is the next step? Start preparing tomorrow. Like tomorrow, start preparing. Tomorrow is public holiday, so it's a good time to prepare. Get your containers, get your bags, prepare your soil. Go and get your manure. Get it tomorrow. There are a lot of poultry around. I don't know if I still have. It's like I've used up my manure, but I think I have some fresh ones here. But get manure from any poultry around you. Okay. Choose at least one crop from the ones we have discussed. Okay, and plant immediately. Okay, then share your progress in our WhatsApp group. If you're not on our WhatsApp group, we're going to share the link again on our various general WhatsApp group so that we can join. Okay, share your progress and stay engaged to follow our daily and weekly activities. Okay, so I'm going to questions. Let me answer the questions that we have here. The first question says, how do you get the items for the soil preparation? It's very easy. Do you have empty rice bags? If you don't have, you can buy. Do you have buckets that you're no more using? You can put soil into it. Okay, there are soils everywhere now. You could get soil around you. You could just ask these Hausa people or maybe people who are living around you to help you get soil. Or if you look around, yes, you can find them around. These materials are around. Okay, you get your soil just around you there. Okay, look for good garden soil. Okay, and get it. It's very easy. If you look around, you will find it. Okay. Oh, so sorry about this. You said that your plants died. Wow, you had this experience, the seed died. Now you know why. Yes, we learn every day. How do you cure the hot manure? To cure the hot manure, when you prepare your soil and apply the manure, you leave it for about 2 weeks. But this time around, we don't have all the time. So you look for manure that has been cured. You could even get from the pig farms, okay? Usually they burn their own manure. You can use that one. Or you ask the poultry people for manure that has stayed for a period of time, okay? So the easiest way to cure manure is to prepare it with the soil and leave it for about 2 to 3 weeks. Thank you very much. I'm glad that this was inspiring for you. Okay, let me answer other questions. What this patient says, how do you prepare cucumber seeds for planting? It's very easy. Okay, it's very easy. You don't need to do much. Buy your cucumber seeds, okay, and then plant it directly into the soil. Ensure that the soil is well watered, or you could soak your cucumber seeds overnight and then plant it. But usually, if your soil has enough water, you don't need to soak. Just plant it directly. Lucy Shoma, you're asking where can you source onion seeds? It's in you can get onion seeds in the from seed companies. Okay, they're accessible. And how do you prepare cucumber seed for planting? There's nothing much you need to do about cucumber seed. Buy the seed, prepare your soil, and plant it directly. What do you add? What do you add to the soil? You just add manure. It could be fowl manure, that is a chicken manure, goat manure, pig waste, or it could be compost, the waste from your kitchen. So henceforth, all those degradable waste you get from your kitchen, just put them in a place that it will not smell out. After it has degraded for about 21 days, it becomes your compost. You can add it to the soil. Yeah, I'm glad you now know better. Thank you. Thank you so very much for your time. Thank you, everyone. So I'm sure we're going to start planting tomorrow, right? Awesome. How can one stake ugu if planted in bags? It's very easy. You plant your ugu in bags. You get the bamboo sticks, okay? And then you get your staking rope. It's sold in the market, okay? Just tie the ugu extended stem. Like you don't use, lightly, so you don't kill the stem. Just tie it to the bamboo stick, okay, and it will grow to with that direction. It must not necessarily be in the bamboo stick. It can be any other stick. All right, just get a cotton or a trellis. It is sold in the seed shops. Just attach it, kind of it's like a net. It grows on it. So you direct the growth of your ugu stem as they begin to come out. Where can you get a good cassava stem? It's true referral. Usually sold in Umudike, but you can get around here in Imo State. Okay, when you're ready, you can let me know. I'll give you contact. Okay, there are good cassava stems, and I think I have one in my farm. Our cassava is almost matured, and we have good varieties there. Game Changer, TME, 419. So when you're ready, we can talk after now. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sure, I hope I've answered all the questions, right? Are there more questions? So if you're not on the platform, kindly join, okay? Because we'll continue our activities there, and also we'll continue the question and answers there. Okay. Also, we're going to be showing pictures of our progress on the platform there. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you all. All right, ma'am. Let's see. It's like we have a new message. Okay, can I plant sweet potato in bags and sacks? Absolutely. I have some in my compound here. I planted in bags and sacks. Sure, you can. You can, okay? It does well. Okay. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you so much. God bless you plenty. All right. let's continue on the WhatsApp group, okay?
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, ma.
I love you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I think I recorded this. I will share on the platform.